Trump appoints former General Keith Kellogg as special envoy for Russia-Ukraine, determined to end conflict. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has announced plans to appoint former General Keith Kellogg as special envoy for Russia-Ukraine, an important step demonstrating his determination to quickly resolve the long-standing conflict in Ukraine. The information was shared by Mr. Trump on the social network Truth Social on November 28. Mr. Keith Kellogg, 80 years old, is a former U.S. Army general and a veteran security advisor to Mr. Trump for many years. During Mr. Trump's first term, 2017 to 2021, Mr. Kellogg served as Chief of Staff of the National Security Council and Security Advisor to former Vice President Mike Pence. With his military career and many years of experience, Mr. Kellogg is considered a bright choice for the role of special envoy on a complex issue like Russia-Ukraine. General Keith Kellogg is a close friend and trusted advisor. He has been with me since the beginning. With Keith's support, we will ensure peace through strength and make America and the world safe again, Trump wrote on Truth Social. The move is highly appreciated by observers. Currently, the U.S. does not have a special envoy in charge of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, so the decision to appoint Mr. Kellogg immediately after taking office is considered a strong signal that Mr. Trump will prioritize resolving this war. During the election campaign, Mr. Trump pledged to find a way to end the conflict in Ukraine quickly, partly to reduce the economic burden on the U.S. Mr. Kellogg's appointment is the first step to realize this commitment. Sources revealed that Mr. Kellogg had presented Mr. Trump with a plan to deal with Ukraine. Accordingly, Mr. Kellogg proposed that the parties freeze the current front line and start negotiations. He also stressed that the U.S. should consider cutting off arms supplies to Ukraine if Kyiv does not agree to engage in dialogue. Challenges from the battlefield. Under President Joe Biden, the U.S. has been the strongest supporter of Ukraine since the war broke out in early 2022, with more than $56 billion in military aid. Recently, the Biden administration has allowed Ukraine to use long-range weapons to attack Russian territory, hoping that Kyiv can create a turning point on the battlefield. However, the actual situation is not very optimistic. In November 2024, Russia is said to have gained an additional 600 to 670 square kilometers of territory, the highest level since the beginning of the war. In the last week alone, the Russian army controlled an additional 235 square kilometers, showing that the initiative on the battlefield is tilting towards Moscow. Observers say that if the U.S. cuts aid, as Mr. Kellogg's idea suggests, Ukraine will face even more difficulties. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky himself admitted in an interview with Fox News on November 19 that Kyiv will lose without support from Washington. The future of the peace plan. Trump's appointment of a special envoy and his focus on peace negotiations are seen as a major departure from the Biden administration's approach. However, the success of the plan will depend on many factors, including the reactions of Russia, Ukraine, and Western allies. Ukraine has yet to officially comment on Kellogg's nomination as special envoy. However, many analysts believe that Kyiv will not easily agree to freeze the front line, especially when Ukraine is still hoping to regain lost territories. Trump and Kellogg's plan, if implemented, could reshape the Russia-Ukraine war and profoundly affect international relations in the coming time.